Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's time for another episode review of Medalist. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm trying to catch up with Medalist, the anime. I believe there's 4 episodes out, time of recording. So I'm trying to get the other one watched and reviewed as well. But today is going to be episode 3. It is a anime airing exclusively through Hulu or Disney Plus, depending where you live. That's where they're airing. It is a series that is both subbed and dubbed. I'm personally watching the subbed version, but I've heard that they've done it really well with the dubbed version. Not quite sure if they're releasing simultaneously, but I believe uh, if not at the same time, probably off by a few hours, but for sure they're releasing around the same day. So, anyways, before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, go check out my first impressions, my second episode review, if you haven't done so. But also, subscribe to my channel, give some love by comments, liking, and sharing. I am working today on a few videos, and I hope that you guys support the channel. I have been receiving quite a bit of support already from some of you guys, so I do thank you. If you're new, welcome yourself in the comment section. Love to hear from you guys. Okay, let's talk about episode 3, which is called Taiyaki and Cake, and there's actually a meaning to these two pieces, but essentially Tsukasa, the coach, is talking to Inori in the beginning of the episode, and Inori is explaining to him that her mom only wants her to do ice skating up to middle school, and then once that's it, no more, right? And he says, "Well, that's like 1 year, right? We have to show her that you can and you really want to." So he decides to put her into a competition called the Mieko Cup, and she's going to be competing under the low level of the prelim, still like pre dancers and all that, and she's excited about it. There's obviously friends going to be there, and she's very much wanting to do it until she gets to the ice ring and she has to practice her dancing, and she's very shy about it. And then Tsukasa tries to help by showing how the move should be done, but he's way more beyond her level. So I feel like instead of helping, it makes it a little bit worse. And he's like, just kind of shadow me and try to ignore what's going on in the background. But before she even starts practicing, they're interrupted by a new character who is competing in the same level as her, and her name is Mike. Now, Mike, she is in 3rd grade. So Inori's in 5th. So Mike, completely different type of girl, but essentially she is a wild one. She is a firecracker. She insults her coach. She wants to do it her own way. And at some point, after becoming friends, Inori and her have a conversation, and Mika is all about herself, how she thinks and what she thinks is better for herself. And in a way, Tsukasa is trying to teach that to Inori as well by giving her a choice later on in the episode. But I feel like Mika is a little bit too much to one extreme. Like, she thinks that her coach is not really helping and that she got it her own, right? She doesn't need the coach. I think that's going to be her downfall in the next episode when they do compete, but just kind of foreshadowing, I believe that's what's going to be happening. So what ends up happening after that is that Inori decides that, no, I still need my coach, I still need support, and he gives her 2 options: a taiyaki option or a nice piece of cake option. He says the piece of cake, the main part of the cake is the icing and the strawberry. And he says that essentially is you working on very specific moves that will give you high points enough to win, but everything else is just kind of meh. Whereas the taiyaki method is all about the performance itself, the dance itself, and then if there is a strawberry, that goes with it, then great. But if there isn't, you still have a really good taiyaki, which is, I think, a very nice way to put it, where you can win in two different ways. You can be very technical with the entire event and be a really good dancer, or you can be an okay dancer but do some of the best jumps that will give you high points. So those are her two options, and she really wants to. Inori wants to focus on the dancing, so she decides to do the dancing. So that's what they go with, and it goes well for her. Like, we kind of get a little montage of her already improved and doing better, and people in her own ring, people that were bad talking in episode 2 about her, are now talking good about her. Like, wow, she's fast. She can do all these things. And she does attempt the jump. She fails, but then after a little bit of encouragement from the coach, and the coach getting encouragement himself from his friend, they attempted again, and he goes, there's like a 90% now chance of her getting it right. She's doing so well. She has a close chance to winning. Now, while all this is happening, Mike's coach is worried. She's pushing Mike further. Mike is also focused on her jump. She's kind of going more of the cake direction, where her dancing and everything else is it's all right, but the icing on the cake is the best, right? Her jumps are the best. Now, we hear comments here and there of Mike. Mike has been competing for a while. She wants to compete in level 1, but her coach doesn't let her because she wants her to win first place. And she's like, in level 1, you might not win. Whereas in the prelim with the lower level kids, you have no chance of losing. But now they're scared of Inori. So the episode ends on a good note with essentially a very hopeful next episode of hopefully Inori getting first place. I believe she will, but we'll have to see in episode 4. Personally, I think we have enough foreshadowing of Mike losing. One, the coach is a little bit sleazy of like being more focused on competition than the actual student growing. 2, the student doesn't care what the coach thinks. And 3, the full performance is not as good as Inori's, whereas they're so more focused on a one special move, where Inori knows that at least she has 95% of her dance is on point, and then a few jumps that will get her more points are just in the gamble. So I'm excited to see episode 4. Let me know what you guys think of this series. Thank you guys so much. I'm trying these episode reviews. Not really sure if people like them or not yet, but I will be watching the view counts and just comments and all that. I know RC has mentioned he appreciated them, so I'll see more comments hopefully. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, subscribe to my channel, and like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.